Hello.
Sup.
I had something in my mind to say, but then I forgot. Welcome to another episode of Off Topic.
Why do you sound not thrilled at all?
I'm sorry.
No one's going to want to listen to someone who's like, welcome to another episode of Off Topic.
I don't sound that monotone.
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Okay. You want to do something more lifelike?
Like what?
I don't know.
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
I feel like I'm not, I don't know how to be me at the start of something.
Yeah, I know. So really we should start recording. Whoops, my mic almost fell. We should start recording
Yeah, and then just
just
halfway through. Like maybe this will actually be the start. Maybe this will be the first thing they hear. Because sometimes
starting when?
Like right now.
Oh,
because
okay.
sometimes I do cut the beginning of it and just start.
And sometimes you leave a good portion in. I'm like,
I
wow,
do.
she left the
I
whole
know.
thing in.
I like it sometimes because I
know.
like that it's just like randomness for a while.
Sometimes I think we need to pick a song to kind of start off with.
Recently, and I'm not really a huge Taylor Swift person, but the only things that are in my head at the beginning of us recording are Taylor Swift songs.
I
know.
know.
It's you. It's true. Yep. It's the only thing
too
that's in my
high
head.
for me to sing along with. Okay, so today's episode is...
That was very Irish.
Was it?
Yes.
I can't do... That was South African.
What was?
You said yes. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so today's episode is Hyperfixations.
I'm actually so excited.
I'm going to my notes right now. Why do you not have any notes?
Because they're all in here.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't actually have ADHD, so I can keep things in my brain.
Fair. Okay, so before we start, I would like... I got rid of one of them.
The dictionary definition of hyperfixation is...
Yeah, so I found two definitions.
Cool. I didn't actually know if that's where you were going, but I wanted to define it.
Okay, so...
For anyone who doesn't know, because fun fact, I just learned about this.
Hyperfixation.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, like the term and being like, oh, that's what that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so ADD.org
Yeah.
says hyperfixation happens when you become fully immersed in something that interests you.
Yeah.
This intense focus on a single subject may cause you to spend more time and energy on it than you intend to.
Mm-hmm.
The other definition that I liked says almost the same thing. It says hyperfixation is the immense focus on one person, activity, or object.
Yeah.
And excluding or ignoring everything else.
Interesting.
So I think that I don't think it always is excluding or ignoring.
There's different levels of hyperfixation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've experienced both.
I would say the same.
But anyways, I wanted to start off with that because I want to describe which ones cause me issues.
Right.
Like real issues.
And if I can say my algorithm, probably because I'm around you a lot, I think my algorithm thinks that I have ADHD, so it gives me a lot of reels and TikToks like on ADHD, and that's how I learned about hyperfixation. And I was kind of just like, oh, cool. And I kind of like, it made me wish that I had ADHD because I was just like, I wish I could just like zone in on something and go all out on it kind of thing.
Were you, were you hyperfixated on hyperfixation?
Oh, so, okay. My recent hyperfixation is the color lavender.
And my
thing that I've been saying to people is I'm currently hyperfixated on the color lavender, and I'm also hyperfixated on using the term hyperfixation.
Oh, yes, you are.
I have become, like, actually, though.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know.
When I learn a new word,
you use it.
I become obsessed with it.
You're like a kid.
I'm like, ooh, a new word. And then I use it constantly.
One of our neighbors, when we were growing up, learned what the word, like the term, like yay big meant.
What does that mean?
Like, oh, I caught a fish, and it was like, oh, about yay big.
Oh, I thought you meant like yay big, and I was like, what?
No,
yay big.
And I remember her using it all the time, and it sounded like such like it's a very interesting.
She would be referring to anything, and she'd be like, oh yeah, their car. It was like yay big.
Yeah, it was really funny.
That's fantastic.
Okay, so I feel like I'm using a bit of an accent today.
You just do that a lot of the time, really.
Okay, so are we going back and forth on our hyperfixations?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you want to talk about a bit how they've helped you learn about yourself.
Yes. Actually, can I start with that?
Oh, okay, sure.
Just to set it up, because
Okay, I have a couple points too.
okay, I don't have ADHD, but I think everyone can relate to parts of ADHD or different parts of it. You know what I
100%.
mean? Like, we're all humans, so we're like cut from the same cloth.
And I think with social media and like electronics and stuff like that, they have caused, like with our reels, like people become not focused after like shorter amounts of time now.
Right.
That I think a lot more, like we need to be instantly gratified.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of people exhibit symptoms of ADHD
more now,
legitimately.
For sure. So I never knew what this thing was, and then I discovered it, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's what I do. Because for the longest time, I thought that I just wasn't someone who followed through. I thought, because I followed, like if I tell you that I'm gonna whatever help you with something, I will help you with that thing. Like I follow through in that sense. But things like I would like something and then I'd be like, I don't really want to do that anymore. And then I just felt like I thought that I was quitting. I thought that I was a quitter. I was someone who just like gave up easily. And now I'm like, I was just hyperfixated on something, and it like gave me so much peace, because the thing with hyperfixation is a lot of the time you will come back to it. You disagree?
Yeah.
Okay. They say that a lot of people will eventually come back to it.
Really?
Yeah, you don't so much.
For
I definitely do. Some things you do.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. So it's like the other day I was cleaning out I was rearranging my apartment and everything and cleaning drawers, and I would open a drawer and be like, oh, that was that time that I was hyperfixated on making cards for people. That was that time that I was hyperfixated on like, and for a lot of mine, it's art stuff because I enjoy art. So I become like COVID. I was like obsessed with watercolor, and I was just like producing watercolor art like out the wazoo.
Yeah.
You know, and then in the last episode in our sistership, we talked about me reading Harry Potter. I became hyperfixated on Harry Potter during COVID.
Speaking of the art thing, I think a lot of creative people get hyperfixated very easily.
Sure. Totally. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's, that artist side of the brain is a little bit more, but I'm very I'm like almost like 50-50, like left right brain. Like I'm very logical. I don't understand
the term left and right brain.
So your right is like the artsy side, and the left is like the science and logic. Is this
scientifically proven?
I believe so.
Because I didn't learn about this in anatomy and physiology.
No, I'm pretty sure it is. Don't quote me on that.
I may have just zoned out.
But I'm like I can also be very logical. So I think that's why I always thought that I was just like low key a failure, because I was like, logically, you should like something and then you should just keep at it. You know what I mean? But I was like, nope, that's not what I do. So it's excited me, and it's made me realize like, now I have the term hyperfixation that I can use to tell people, but I've also been reflecting back on my life, which we'll get into that, on hyperfixations that I've had and realizing that it was a hyperfixation, right?
Yeah.
So,
okay. I think I have basically the same points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like I'm not lazy.
No.
I'm just
hyperfixated.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or I had a thought process. I don't know where it went. Okay. That's basically it.
Okay. Sorry.
No. That's because it's accurate. A lot of people feel like they're failing or giving up,
right.
Which I do think that people who tend to hyperfixate a lot, like, I think it's good to learn to stick something. Like it's fine to become hyperfixated on something, but some things I think are worth it to push through the drop off and then like stick with
friendships. You can't just be like, well, I'm tired of that person now. Bye. You know what I mean?
Hyperfixate on certain friendships. I've never heard of that.
I think I do, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I hyperfixate on people for sure.
Yeah, actually, that was in one of the definitions.
Yeah.
I think I go through I idealize somebody.
Oh, yeah, that's different.
And that's when I become hyperfixated. Right. And then I realize I'm like, it's just a human. Like we all,
Totally. Yeah.
Anyways, okay. So, hyperfixation.
Am I going first?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So I did say I am currently like in the midst of a major hyperfixation on lavender.
Okay, so me and mom were talking about that.
Okay.
I was asking mom, like, do I really have that many hyperfixations? And she's like, let me think about it. And then she just was like,
Listed 17.
And I was like, okay.
I love how mom knows you better than you do sometimes.
Yeah. I don't hyperfixate on clothes, which is very
odd.
interesting.
I do.
Because I am more interested in fashion. But I think it's because, I don't know, I also am a very indecisive person.
Yeah.
So I flop through a lot of like fashion, I don't know,
trends.
Yeah. And things, and I come up with my own things that I think would look good and blah blah blah.
Told me all about what you wore to the play the other night, the musical the other night. Yeah. She saw me. We were hanging out or something, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, I have to tell you about Riah's outfit."
Oh,
and I was like,
she?
"Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, that's so in, like, kind of fancier on top. You wore the blazer and then shorts and then like heels. You have a picture, right?"
Yeah.
Okay, because I want to see it. Anyway, that was very off topic, but
I appreciate that.
I definitely hyperfixate on clothes.
Lumberjack.
Okay, no. Pause though. Pause. Okay, let's go back to the lavender for a second.
Okay.
Let's not get off topic from our off topic.
Okay.
So I'm currently hyperfixated on lavender.
The color.
The color lavender. Yeah,
the plant.
I don't care at all about the plant.
No.
So I bought I needed a new phone anyway. I was getting a new phone with work, so I got the lavender one. I needed a new fanny pack, bought a lavender one. Needed wireless headphones, bought the lavender ones. I have a lavender sweatsuit that I've had for a while pre the hyperfixation, but then it came. That happens to me a lot. I'll get something knowing that I'll eventually be cool with it, and the hyperfixation comes along later. I'm almost like, oh, it's cool. I'm going to get that now, knowing that I'm not going to hyperfixate on it right now, but I will hyperfixate on it eventually.
Yeah.
My mom got me a lavender sweater for my birthday that I have almost worn every single day since.
Yep.
What else? Oh, I bought an iPad at Christmas that I'm realizing now how long this hyperfixation's been going on, because it's a long one. Yeah, it's June when this comes out, and it's been happening since January. Yeah. So that's the thing with me and hyperfixation is it will be for quite a lengthy time.
I'm shorter.
Yes, which I think makes sense with the fact that you actually have ADHD.
Sure, maybe.
I'd be curious to know other people who have ADHD if they have long hyperfixations. Yeah.
What's nice about the lavender thing though is that you just like it. Mm-hmm. But it also just suits.
Oh, it does go well with my skin tone.
Yes. And your dark hair, the pastel lavender.
For sure.
It's one of your colors.
Yeah, it would really suck if you hyperfixated on something, like if I hyperfixated on turtlenecks.
Yeah.
I look really horrible in turtlenecks, and we can't figure out why, but I just do.
It's so bad.
Work. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Okay, wait, I just need to think for a second. Oh,
we were talking about
my blanket. My blanket is lavender, that knitted blanket that you guys got me for my graduation, which was over a year ago now.
Yeah. So lavender actually makes sense though, because purple's your favorite color.
Purple is my favorite color.
So you've just really narrowed down your favorite.
Yeah, 100%. But so I'm hyperfixated on the color lavender, and like I want it in anything. You know what I mean? Which is interesting because I have never once been like to a certain color. Like with clothes, it's usually like blacks and grays and like muted tone. You know what I mean? But I've never been like this color. I've never hyperfixated on a color before.
No, but your favorite color has always been purple. That's never changed.
Yes, but it was never like I want purple everything. It was never like
Except
that.
For your room.
We painted my room purple, but I didn't want everything in my life to be purple.
Oh, no.
Like there wasn't
everything in your life.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but then with the lumberjack, I was hyperfixated on lumberjack for like a number of years.
That was intense.
Everything I owned was lumberjack, but here's the thing. I still enjoy lumberjack. I've gotten rid of a lot of my lumberjack clothing, but the things that I really loved, like I kept. I just got a new bedspread. That's lumberjack. Yeah. So like I still like it. I'm not, because I've heard a lot of people who are like, they hyperfixate and then they're like, I hate it with everything in my being once it's outright. That doesn't happen to me. If I love something, I'll love it till the day I die.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Which is why I was about to say something. I don't know if I want to say that. I'll tell you later.
Okay. Everyone's like, I want to know.
You won't.
Nope. Privileges.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. My current hyperfixation is When Calls the Heart.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ashamed, but not really. It is such a cheesy TV show,
man.
but it is so good.
Yep.
And luckily the seasons are short. So I've actually made, it's like 10 episodes.
Oh, okay.
So I've tried really hard to lengthen it out.
Yeah. What season are you on?
I'm not going to say.
No, say it.
I'm on season 7.
Okay.
But I started a while ago.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm quite proud of myself.
Good job.
Okay. Are you going to
Do you want me to do another one now?
Let me stick with my TV show.
Okay.
Let's just knock them all out.
Yep.
I become very hyperfixated with certain TV shows or movies.
Yeah.
So we all know Riah's obsession with Spider-Man.
Yep.
And when I mean Spider-Man, I mean all 3 of them.
Yep. All things Spider-Man.
I have to. Like once a year, I have to watch all of them. But it's not like I am choosing to go into my Spider-Man
No, it
era.
happens naturally.
It happens naturally.
Right.
And that is one of the things that like I cannot get stuff done until I watch them.
Oh, yeah.
Like it will eat me alive. I need to get it. You know what? I think partially because it's a visual thing.
Right.
And especially like with ADHD, I think like you want to be like stimulated.
Right.
So it's the audio, the visual.
Right.
It's just an amazing movie. Like it just, I have.
Yep.
I can't describe. Anyways.
Yeah.
I can tell when it's coming. I'm like,
your spidey senses like are like, it's coming.
I remember this past year. I was like, I can tell it's almost here, but not quite.
Actually, I have the same thing with certain TV shows.
Yeah.
Yep.
I literally like 2 weeks before I was like, we're almost there. I just need to wait for the right time.
So
and then it hit.
I also have hyperfixations that happen like that reoccurring hyperfixations.
Okay.
That I know, not necessarily every single year, but like there are specific TV shows, but I don't want to say what they are because an upcoming episode is our top 5 favorite TV shows. So I don't want to spoil it because we're going to guess.
Good.
But it'll be like, oh, yep. Like it's a show that I love. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, I should watch that again. And then I'm like, no, but just now's not the time. Like it's not there yet. You know what I mean?
I
like
don't
it's
know how
super
to
weird.
describe it.
I know.
What are my other TV show
you hyperfixated on like The Office, did you not? What about Parks and Rec? Aren't you hyperfixated on Parks and Rec, or is it over? You were. Remember?
I was, and then my subscription ended.
Yeah.
And Mom I think asked me like, will you please watch When Calls the Heart with me? And
yeah,
I was
and
like,
then
sure.
Yes.
And then I was like, screw everything else. I must watch When Calls the Heart.
That's the thing is that I think a new hyperfixation like automatically ends on the hyperfixation you're in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think sometimes.
Sometimes, but not all the time.
Like because some hyperfixation, like if it's I don't think for me 2 TV hyperfixations can't live together.
But you could be hyperfixated on like a food and a TV show at the same time. Yes. But if they're in the same category, that's what I mean. If they're in the same category, like if I all of a sudden became obsessed with green, I can't be obsessed with green and lavender.
No. Anne of Green Gables is another one.
Oh yeah.
Once a year.
Yep.
Wearing the sweater.
Yep.
Sorry, wearing the sweater. I didn't say it into the mic. And I'm trying to think of other. I think those
Marvel. You went through a Marvel hyperfixation when we
hyperfixated.
were. Where were we?
I don't know.
We were all gone.
Yeah, you were.
Where were we recently? Where you weren't there?
Maybe a conference. I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah, I became very hyperfixated on Marvel.
Yep.
We still need to do our Marvel episode.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so those are my TV but the one that is like the true hyperfixation, like takes over my mind is Spider-Man.
I don't know if I have a movie hyperfixation.
No?
I have movies that I love to watch.
Harry Potter.
And Harry Potter.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Narnia.
I became so... Yeah.
Yeah.
That one I feel like it's harder
Franchises.
to become hyperfixated. Okay, anyone else there with ADHD, is this an ADHD thing or just a Riah thing? You start a movie, you love it. The minute it ends, right from the beginning, you start over again. And
I need to know if anyone else does this.
I can do that. I feel like I'm going to be judged for how much screen time I do. But like, I'll listen to something while I'm getting ready for bed or like putting laundry away or whatever. That by the time I get to the third round of starting the movie over again, I'm like, okay, I just need it in the background.
Right.
I'll like do other things.
Yeah.
But it's just, I can't process everything watching it the first time. And there's so much to process.
What is the most you've watched a movie back to back?
The Whitney Houston documentary.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I think I watched it not quite back to back because like I had to live my life. But
she had to eat and sleep
but I think I was over exaggerating maybe before. I watched it at least 15 times.
Like in a row.
Yeah.
Like 15 days in a row, would you say?
Unfortunately, yes. I'm a little ashamed of it. You know what?
Don't be ashamed. I think that's awesome. That's insane. That your brain. I would be like,
there was so much emotion in it, and because it's a real person and it went through her whole life, it was just so fascinating. And I felt like I related to her in some ways.
Right.
And you know what? Part of it, I think, is like with the Harry Potter thing, I was working through something emotionally that was similar.
Yeah.
And I remember watching Harry Potter in the middle of it. I'm like, I need to watch this through one more time because I can tell I'm almost at the point I've done processing what I'm going through.
Yeah.
So I think the Whitney Houston documentary was like a little bit of
similar.
that, which is why I watched it so many times. Yeah.
Oh man, no, it's amazing.
Anyways, okay, those are my.
I don't hyperfixate on movies, but I hyperfixate on TV shows. This isn't one of my top 5, so I can say The Rookie with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
A little while ago, we were watching it as it was on TV, and then I moved out, so I didn't have cable, and I wasn't watching it. And then I was like, oh, I want to get caught up, and I started with the seasons that I hadn't seen, and then went back to the beginning and started and watched everything all over again.
Yeah.
So like hyperfixated on that for sure. But if we can go back to the clothes. I definitely hyperfixate on clothes. For about 2 years now, I've been hyperfixated on overalls.
Those t-shirts?
Oh, didn't even think about that. Overalls, these t-shirts from Old Navy. I have 6 of these t-shirts, but all different colors. And I have 4 or 5 of the long sleeve.
I can't do that. I get bored of my
outfits. I'm literally
outfits.
a cartoon character. Like I've always said that I'm quite cartoony in my personality, but you know in Arthur when they would open their closet and it would just be the exact same thing over and over again.
You.
That's literally me.
It is.
I'm obsessed with overalls. Long ones, short ones. I need a skirt overall, I realized.
I don't get how you do that.
What do you mean?
I get bored of the same outfit. And if I'm in one day, I'll wear an outfit and be like, I look amazing. Yeah. And then I'll put it on the next day and was like, this is trash. And then, so it's like I need to change my outfit.
If I think I look amazing in an outfit, I think I look amazing in the outfit for the rest of my life.
Interesting.
I think so.
Except for when you're like a kid and you wore something.
Oh
stupid.
yeah,
but
no. But like now as an adult, and like these jogger pants that I have from Joe Fresh, they're my go-to thing to wear with these.
I know.
Or my overalls with these, and those are like the only 2 things that I wear now.
Yeah.
But then also that sweater that's lavender that Mom gave me.
Yes.
Because it's like a double hyperfixation because it's lavender, but it's also this sweater that I love.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Another hyperfixation
of mine.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk about art because that was something that I just thought like I would just give up and like move on, and I wasn't like good at it. And not that I wasn't good at it, like I wasn't following through with that specific form of art.
Oh, because I was like, you've been obsessed with art since you were
No.
4 years
This
old.
specific type of art.
Okay.
So like, I've gone into like calligraphy. I hyperfixated on calligraphy hardcore, like pre-COVID. I hyperfixated on watercolor. Also, I think that everyone should play a game. Go back, listen to this episode, and count how many times we say the word hyperfixation.
Oh, I have to know. I'm already getting sick of it.
Raya's like, I'm done with the word hyperfixation. Yeah. And like doodling on things that weren't paper, like my wardrobe and shoes, and like I do want to draw all over the white overalls that I have.
Don't. Anna, they look so good. You need a pair of white ones that you doodle on. But
and then another pair?
Yeah, and yours are cream.
Right,
they're not
I need
white.
just a white
you need
pair.
White.
Okay. This is the other thing about me is if I get an idea in my head, like it will happen eventually. It's bad.
Yeah.
But then a recent one, and by recent I mean it was actually probably started a year ago and it was pretty short-lived, but I know that it'll come back, is the reverse coloring book.
Oh, yeah.
So this was the one that really started me realizing that I hyperfixated on things.
Oh,
so a reverse coloring book, you know those, I'm more talking to everybody else now because you know about this, but the adult coloring books that came out that were like really like detailed and everything, and everyone became obsessed with them, and I was like, oh, I enjoy art, I'll probably enjoy this. I bought one, I did one page and then was like, I hate this. They're like, it's relaxing and it will like calm anxiety. It legitimately gave me anxiety because I feel like I've been confined. Like I feel like I'm in a box and I can't breathe because I'm like, you have to color so carefully, and I just want to be like like it just drives me in. Like that's what I feel like I need to do. I feel like I need to move my arms like spastically because I'm like So I was like, this is trash, and I like finally donate. Like someone was looking for one and I'm like, here, have mine. I like cut the one page out. And then I saw this TikTok of this woman being like, you should do the reverse coloring book. And so they give you the color. It's a lot of just like splashes of watercolor. And you draw the lines.
I like it.
But everyone sees something different. It's like that game you used to play where you'd look up in the clouds and like say what you saw in the clouds.
That's a good description.
I did it constantly all the time for like a few weeks there. And I thought to myself, this is my thing. Like this is art. I'm going to do this for Nope. It like went away, and I still have my book and I know that it will come back again. And every now and then I'm like, oh, I'll just do it for a little bit, and I like enjoy it, but I'm not like hyper fixated on it. But I remember all of a sudden realizing like, oh, I'm not really into that reverse coloring book anymore. And remember being so disappointed because I was like, I thought that this was going to be my thing. And that then I learned about hyperfixation, that book was like
that's why.
Oh my goodness. I was like blown away. I also during COVID went through a time of making cards for people. Like I made all my own cards and all that.
But you still do when it comes to
when I have cards that I need to make for someone. If I have purpose, I'll do something. If someone's like, hey, make me a card, or there's like a bunch of people that I want to express my gratitude to, I'm like, make them all cards, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But so art, I've always loved art. I've been drawing since I could pick up a pencil, but I've definitely like honed in on things. Pottery, I worked at a pottery studio for a friend, and like also just like did pottery there. That was definitely a hyperfixation. Yep.
I've had some artsy ones.
Oh yeah.
As well, like knitting, crocheting, macrame. I feel like I'll put that in there. Instruments.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I really, as a kid, I kept leaning towards guitar, and then I was like, my fingers hurt so much.
Did you try playing guitar?
Yeah, I did.
I do not remember that.
Yeah.
Do you use Dad's guitar?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I do not. I did that too.
I know you did.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then piano is the one that has like, I go through phases of being that I do kind of come back to.
Are you on it right now?
No, because I started school again.
Right.
And I feel guilty when I do other things.
Yeah.
So I procrastinate and watch something instead. Because I'm like, no. Piano is too like purposeful, but then I'm like, let me just scroll for 20 minutes. I'm like, I could have played like 5 songs.
We all do it.
So those are kind of my
Okay, let's talk food.
Yes. I would like
we all know
eggs.
Your saga with eggs.
I wish I saved my stories. I can handle a fried egg a bit more. I think I've had 4 like in the past like month.
Oh my goodness.
But I still, yeah.
Yep.
Anyways.
Yeah. I'm currently
chocolate.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I interrupted.
Chocolate.
That wasn't a hyperfixation.
No, that's a permanent forever. That's me with sandwiches.
Actually, I was telling Mom the other day that I'm kind of out of my chocolate. Like, I will always be a chocolate gal. I will always love chocolate. It's the best thing in the world. But I realized that there was something wrong in COVID. Like, I physically needed, I cannot describe, it was like a drug. I needed chocolate. Like, I thought I was going to go insane if I didn't have it.
Oh, interesting.
So I think I had a deficiency.
Slightly concerning.
I think it was like a magnesium deficiency
right.
because they say that's why like women on their periods crave chocolates because your magnesium has dropped a little bit. That must have been what it was, because it was like I would run to the store if I didn't have chocolate. Like, I need it tonight.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where did this come from? Food hyperfixations.
Food hyperfixations.
Yeah.
I made myself chicken tacos for the first time this week. You didn't hear about this?
No.
Oh my goodness, let me tell you about my chicken tacos. So I just like boiled some just plain chicken breast so that it would shred.
Apart?
Yeah, pull apart.
Okay.
And then I added
No, I can't. I can't. The idea of chicken and water. I can't do it. Okay, quick, move on.
Anyway,
okay,
I took it out of the water.
Okay,
it's not in the water anymore.
Okay, I'm really sorry. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with it. Okay.
And then I added like old Del Paso, whatever that brand is.
Old El Paso?
Just something like that. Their like taco sauce.
Okay.
It's like you can get it in a packet of seasoning and you have to like make it. This is like already made. So I added that and some like I told Mom today I've become I made something and I don't remember how I made it. Anyway, like salt and pepper and minced. No, did I put minced? No.
Why did chicken tacos sound so weird? I was like, I've never heard of that. But
no,
we
see,
only
I don't
do
like
chicken
beef.
tacos.
I don't like ground beef just on its own. Like, no.
Okay.
So anyway, made all of that. Made like chicken.
Soft shell, hard shell? What did you use?
Just like chicken, like pulled chicken. It's like pulled chicken, but taco seasoning, like a Mexican seasoning to it. Anyway, so then I got the small, soft, like a wrap. The small ones, so much better. Because when they're long and then everything falls out and it's so hard to hold and it's just
I have a wrapping technique now. I Googled it.
But still, the small ones are just so much better. I do 2 of them. I know it just, let me have my thing.
Okay.
I know it doesn't make sense.
That's
but anyway, so I put shredded cheese, the chicken, chopped up tomatoes, and then chopped up green onion.
Okay. Nice.
And that's it.
Nice.
I think that when you overdo tacos, like when you put too much stuff on it and it just gets complicated and then there's too many just like simple. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
I'm obsessed with them right now.
Nice.
Tomorrow is going to be my last time that I can have them because my chicken's about to run out. Not that I couldn't make more, but
I'm sorry.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's your current food.
That's my current food hyperfixation. I don't know. I go through I love cereal and I go through hyperfixations on certain cereals. So like my top 3 are Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, and Honeycombs. Shout out to Becky for reminding me about honeycombs because of my birthday party. And like crackers and stuff. But like for my food stuff, it's often like I'll like it till the day I die. Like I've had a sandwich every single day for lunch for the past 20 years, literally. But I'll switch up like not that much, but I'll like slightly switch up what goes on my sandwich or like what the bread is. Like sometimes it's croissants, sometimes bread, sometimes a bun, blah, 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 blah. But the way that I cook is I meal prep and then I eat the same thing for like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Most people are like, how? And I think it's slightly a hyperfixation. It's not that I'm like right now I'm actually obsessed with the chicken tacos, but usually it's more like, well, I make something that I really enjoy and then I'm fine eating it because I don't want to cook other stuff.
Yeah, that's not
right. It's not really a hyperfixation.
No.
But
the obsession of the tacos.
Yes,
that's
totally.
100%.
And the worst mom feels this is when we were younger and we would love something and then she would buy it on sale and she would buy 1,000,000 of them and it would be like halfway through the millions of them that we would be like, and we're done with this. And she'd be like,
yeah,
dang it.
Yeah. It's so true.
Yep. I used to be obsessed with orange juice.
You did.
And in 2023.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
No name orange juice became extinct. Yeah. They discontinued no name orange juice and I was legitimately pissed.
Yeah, you were mad.
For months. I was so mad. Like, guys, for those of you who can't survive without coffee, that is me with no name orange juice. I was so upset. And then I discovered the orange juice that Costco has. Yeah. And it's so close to it. So I started having that again, but I'm off of I have like a thing of orange juice in my fridge that I haven't had. Like, I haven't drank any orange juice in such a long time. But again, I know that it'll come back.
Yeah.
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 I don't think I have any. There's like a couple other food fixations, but.
You're one with eggs there for a while.
Yeah.
That was
right? The longest hyperfixation I've ever had.
Of a food or just in general?
Yeah, probably in general.
Really?
Although I don't know, I wasn't like obsessed with them. It was the easiest form of protein to get. So.
Yep, makes sense.
Mom brought up when she was giving me like hyperfixation. She's like, do you remember those markers that you had to have from Japan? And I was like, what?
From Japan.
And she was like,
so you got for Christmas that
she was like, the weight of your school was on these markers. She was like, you couldn't do it. And then I used them for a month. I was obsessed with them. And then I thought it was
Which hilarious. Is why when you tell us that you want something for Christmas or your birthday, we all look at each other and we're like,
no, you listen to me. The minute I say I want something, you write it down.
I do.
I'm very careful about what I say I want in front of you now because you take it to heart.
Yeah, true. So often you've been like, oh yeah, that would be kind of nice. And then you go, wait, no. I don't give that to me.
Something can be nice, but I don't want it.
Yeah. Also, a weird thing that you do with food is that like mom will make something and be like, what do you think? And you'll be like, oh my goodness, I really like this. Just recently we figured this out about you. And we'll all now look at each other and I'll say under my breath to mom, be like, yeah, but tomorrow she's probably going to loathe it.
It's only happened with a few
You do this
things.
weird thing where like, are you lying or do you just not? You haven't processed the food yet.
No, I genuinely love it. And then I have a thing with textures. And then if I eat too much of it, the texture.
You have like a anti-hyperfixation. You become like hyperfixated on how much you hate something.
Yes, I do.
I wonder if that's anti-hyperfixation. Is that what you would call it?
I don't know.
Unhyperfixation, hyperfixation. Anyway,
I don't know.
That is so you. Like the stupid potato thing that I freaking love.
I can't. Stop. Shut up. I don't want to talk about it. Anyways.
Yep.
I need to talk to my naturopath. Something weird is going on. Research.
Oh,
I get very hyperfixated. I remember before I was in nursing school, I was taking a couple medical courses.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed. And I was like, I must learn more. And then I ditch all of my schoolwork to research what I want to research, which then sucks once I get into school.
Yeah.
And they tell you what to learn. And I'm like, I want to learn what I want to learn. And it's that's the one thing that has like actually caused issues in my life. Like I will stop doing my school.
Yeah.
Which
it mentioned that one definition that it's like, and we'll put everything else aside.
I did that with the podcast. When we started the podcast, I was like, I don't care about school. I'm going to get things ready for the podcast.
Yeah.
And I do that with like history too. When I find out about a historical event.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm going to become a history teacher.
Are deep dives like mini hyperfixations almost?
You're asking me too many technical terms that I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just your opinion.
I don't know.
Like, because like I'll learn about something and then I'll like do a deep dive into it on the internet and like the most random things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a deep dive into Virginia Woolf today.
Into what?
Virginia Woolf.
Oh, like the play?
No, the author. She was a person.
Oh, right. The play is Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Yeah.
I had to read it for school and I did not understand a word of it.
Was it about the actual person, Virginia, or was it about a wolf?
neither.
Oh, I thought it was about a wolf
named Virginia.
Yeah. Like,
but isn't wolf not spelled like, isn't it like
WOOLF?
Yeah.
I've
Wolf.
never looked at the book though. Anyways. Any other hyperfixations? Journaling? Are you?
No.
I become obsessed with journaling, and then I'm like, my hand is cramping.
No, I'm not a journaler. So, okay, I will say that I think we've maybe talked about this, that I deeply, deeply, deeply adore Adventures in Odyssey, which is a radio theater originally made for kids, but it's amazing for adults. I will come after you if you say otherwise. So I'm subscribed to them, so I have access to all of the episodes. And there's almost 1,000 episodes. And I got back into it. I grew up listening to it, but I got back into it March of last year and was able to listen to all of them in 6 months. And then the minute I finished, I started it all over again, listened to all of them in 6 months. So I listened to it twice in 1 year. And I was so curious at the end of the year how I would feel. I started it right back over again. And I'm like 3 months in, so I'm like halfway through all of it. And I'm very curious. I honestly don't think I will. I think I will be listening to it twice a year until I die.
I'm very interested to see if this
I will keep you guys posted. Like I don't, it's maybe a little bit of I don't put like things to the side that like actually matter, but like I don't watch TV or movies anymore. I just listen to that, which is actually healthier for me because you can like do other things and it actually motivates me. It's also like a faith-based program, so it like teaches you such amazing stuff. And like so often in my life I'll be going through something, it literally happened today, something very recent that happened to me, and the episode like used phrasing, like the exact phrasing that I used in a situation, and I didn't get it from them. It just like lined up. So like that's so wild. So I'm very, very curious to see how long this lasts. Yeah. And to see, is this a hyperfixation or is it just a lifestyle now?
Yeah, me too. Because I get that way with like certain TV shows. I'll watch it and then it feels like so familiar that it's not quite intriguing enough to like keep it.
Part of me thinks that there's enough episodes of Adventures in Odyssey that, and there's different, so a lot of people don't understand that like it's continued characters. Like it's like a storyline that like continues, like following the same characters in their life. Yeah. But there's different eras. They've been doing them since the 80s. Like it's been going on for so long. So actors have died and they've had to like write that into the story and stuff like that.
It's basically a TV show, but without the visual.
Exactly. That's what it is. And
it's
so
not like a one-off audio theater.
By the time I get to the end of it, I'm so excited to go back to the beginning because it's completely different at the beginning than like the recent ones. So I think I don't get bored of it. Especially since I don't just listen to the episodes I really like, I'm listening to all of them through. So when I'm getting near the end, I'm like, I'm so excited to like hear about these people again because they're not in the later episode. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know if I will ever get sick of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yep. Any other hyperfixations?
I don't think so.
I was just about to say, and it reminded me then of music. I definitely become obsessed with a song and I listen to that one song literally over and over again.
Until you hate it.
I never hate it, but I just don't necessarily want to listen to it.
I've had it like when I did dance in high school. Right. I was like, I'm never, like I still am like, I do not want to listen to that song ever again. Yeah.
I never have that where I'm like anti-hyperfixated on something like you are.
I do that, don't I?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm so glad I came up with that phrase. But you know, when you're in a hyperfixation, or do you have this when you're in a hyperfixation where you think to yourself, I'm never not going to love this? Like you, because I know myself so much. See, I will find a song and I'll love it so much that I'm like, I can't imagine never loving this. Logically, I know that I will move on because I also know myself. But in the moment, I think, how am I not going to feel all these feelings every single time I hear this song forever?
That's where you idealize so many things.
I do. You're a realist.
Yeah, a little bit, which is good for you.
Totally.
That you're,
it's good for each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways.
Well, this has been Hyperfixations.
Let us know what your hyperfixations are.
Comment. And
share.
I want to know if you watch movies over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and what movie it was.
And if so, how many times have you beaten my record?
Yeah, 15. 15 days is the record.
I think that's a little low, but yeah.
I think that's a little low. She's underscoring.
A little bit.
Oh, man. Well, like and subscribe.
Share. And leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
Follow us on socials.
A review.
Yeah.
We know that you like us, so don't like our post, like the off-topic post. That's
Horrible.
what I said in the last episode, and I loved it. Oh man.
Okay.
Jinx.
See you next week. Bye.